What's up, guys? George back again to do another LP and CD update. This one's for August 21st, 2013. This is the Princeton Record Exchange update. I went to the Princeton Record Exchange, I guess about a week ago with my brother. Him and I went up there to do some shopping. I got probably about 25 LPs. I hit the dollar bin pretty hard, which I don't normally do there, but there just wasn't a ton in the regular new arrival section, so I figured for the last, I think, hour the place was open, I hit up the dollar bin just to see what was in there. So I'll start off with those first, and then I'll dive into the regular new arrival stuff. They're all used. I did pick up a couple CDs. They have a budget like rock, metal, and punk section. So first up is the second album from the Werewolves. This one's called Ship of Fools. I don't know if you remember, I picked one up at Shady Dog about 2 months ago, their first album. The first album was really good. They have a totally different look on this record. Kind of cut their hair, and so I haven't really checked that one out yet. I'm kind of nervous to check that one out, but again, this was the dollar bin stuff. Had to pick this up. Smokey and the Bandit 2 soundtrack. It's got the Jerry Reed tune, Texas Bound and Flying, and it also has a track from Burt Reynolds himself doing Let's Do Something Cheap and It's Superficial. That's like dead minute. Pretty killer. I like those old 80s soundtracks. Picked up two. I always see these I always see this one anyway in the dollar bin. I don't know much about this band, but I found two of their records in there, and that's the Blasters. Kind of like an old school rock and roll band, saxophone stuff in it. Phil Alvin's guitar player, plays harmonica. Pretty good stuff. I definitely want to dive into this one more, and I don't know if this was their last album, but this is Hardline. This came out in 1985. Again, in the same vein as the first album, but pretty cool stuff. I've never seen this one. I've always seen that first one. Also picked up the second Crawler record, Snake Rattle and Roll. I found their first album a couple months ago in a dollar bin. So I figured I liked that enough, so I figured I'd pick up I believe their second album. Also Billy Squires' Tale of the Tape from 1980, I think. Or 79. 1980, Capitol Records. Again, another dollar bin special. This has Bruce Kulick as the other guitar player on it. So, pretty cool. The original Mr. Big, self-titled, I believe. Oh no, this is called Photographic Smile. 70s hard rock band. This is on Arista from 1976. So I thought that looked kind of interesting. That was it for the dollar albums. And then these were in the new arrival section at Princeton. I got the white label promo of the band Phoenix, Power Trio from 1976 on CBS Records. Gold stamp. Really cool. Really good band. So I was happy to find that one. My brother actually bought me a couple there while we were there. He didn't give them to me until we got home. I had no idea he got them for me. But it's Roy Buchanan's Loading Zone. Kind of bluesy. I actually dug most of this record. There's a couple things on here I didn't really care for, but overall, I would say it's pretty cool. Pretty cool bluesy record. And he picked up this Hot Tuna record for me. He said I had to hear this. And he was right. This is an incredible album. I actually listened to this today again. It's got Jack Cassidy on bass. From where was he from? I forget, but really killer. Couple metal pieces. Well, one so far. Violent Playground. Thrashing Blues. I haven't listened to this yet, but this was like dead mint, and this is on Big Chief Records, so I have a feeling it's like a private press thing or real independent metal. But this came out in 1986 or 88. I need my glasses, but looking forward to hearing that. Picked up Robin Trower's In City Dreams. On Chrysalis. I didn't have this one. I think I might have had this on cassette, but a lot of these were only like $2.99. Or, you know, there was a couple. I think the highest priced LP I paid was $7.99, and that's this one here. Mott Drive On. This is a Japanese pressing from 1975, and I believe this is the original Japanese pressing. I'm not 100% sure, but just looking at the matrix numbers and the label itself, and it's like dead mint. Real thick, hard cardboard cover. It's got the lyric sheet in it as well. There was a few Japanese titles up in the new arrival section that were all first pressing Japanese titles, but most of them were way overpriced. This one wasn't. This was only $7.99. Still has the OBI strip. I always like this record. It's not their greatest record, but it's really, really good. So I was happy to get that one. And like I said, the other Japanese titles that were in there were really, for what they were overpriced. I can't remember what was in there. Nothing that I would normally buy, but I also picked up Shades of Ian Hunter. This is a double album. It's got stuff from Mott the Hoople, Overnight Angels, the Ian Hunter Band stuff. Really killer. I've never actually seen this out in the wild before. I've seen it on eBay, and of course they always got outbid, but this one was only $4.99, so I was happy to get that. My brother actually found this one for me, and so I picked it up. It's Howlin Wolf, From Early Till Late. This is on Blue Knight Records. It's all alternative takes and unissued recordings, but it almost looks like a bootleg. I don't think it is, but the type on the back is like old school typewriter printing. You know, normal like blue label. I've never seen this before. I haven't researched it either. This one was $6.99, but I figure I love Howlin Wolf. He's my favorite other than Muddy Waters, but those two are definitely my favorite old school blues guys. So I was happy to find that one. And I always loved Brownsville Station. I know Cubcoda had a few bands, I think 2 or 3 bands, maybe 2, after Brownsville broke up. I finally found one of them, and that's Cubcoda and the Points. And if you don't know, he was the singer, main songwriter for Brownsville Station. This was put out in, I think, early 80s. Early to mid 80s. I do remember seeing this. This is the pink vinyl version. on Baron Records, and this is like mint. There's not a single scuff. It doesn't even look like it was played. It's got the old school label. Really, really killer. I can't wait to hear this. It says dedicated to Sam Phillips and Leonard Chess on the back, so I have a feeling it's kind of got that real old school Brownsville 50s vibe. So I was happy to find this one. I know this stuff's kind of hard to find nowadays, but really killer record. Found an import Rock and Roll Outlaw, Riding Free. Now this is on that I used to fuck people like you in prison records out of Sweden, I think they were from. I guess, I don't know, but this stuff's always hard to find on vinyl. The CDs were distributed through Century Media, and this one's on Killer Blue Marble. That's the label logo. This one I remember seeing. I never got this on CD. I got a lot of titles from this label. It also comes with the lyric sheet in it and stuff. But I got a lot of stuff from this label before, like the Bones and a few other things. But really killer. This is actually a US band that put their stuff out on this label. But, like I said, the vinyl's really always hard to find. So I was happy to find this one. Pretty killer. Next up is the Vintage Years from Fleetwood Mac. It's all the blues stuff, the Peter Green stuff. Double LP on Sire from 1975. Never had this before, so I was happy to find that one. Found another copy of the Elvis Costello. This is actually the import. My Aim Is True on Stiff Records. As you can see, it's a little different than the CBS version. And the label's different. The label's actually the UK label. The red Stiff logo. So that's cool. I love this record. I think it's a great album. So anytime I see the Stiff Records version of it, I'll pick it up. This one I found was a steal. This was $2.99. I have a couple copies of it, and this is, I gotta be honest, this is the best version I found of it. Best quality version. Local boys here. This was on, this is a second pressing. They actually released this on their own with just a normal black and white cover with their logo. And then SMC Productions out of Lansdale and Green World Distribution out of California ended up putting this out, and that's the Tease record. Tease is a Philly band, was a Philly band, glam band. Later became Rough House and put out an album on CBS Records in '89 or '90. Pretty hard to find nowadays. This one was, like I said, $2.99, shouldn't have been, but really, really good record. Kind of that Motley Crue Cinderella type shit from Philly, but really awesome. So I was happy to add that, another one to my collection. I do have a couple of the original ones too. Also found Wendy Williams, the Wow record that Gene Simmons produced from Kiss. Ace Frehley's on it, Eric Carr's on it, Paul Stanley's on it. So I wasn't sure if, I know I got this on CD, but I wasn't sure if I had it on vinyl. And the last LP I got is the Class of '55. I actually got this before, but I found this one and it had, I've never seen this version. This is on America Records. And this has Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, and Johnny Cash. But the weird about this pressing, it comes with 2 LPs and kind of like a program of the whole Sun Records reunion thing with pictures and really killer stuff in there. The album's just okay. It's not the greatest record in the world. It was recorded at Sun Studios in the mid 80s, I believe. I found the regular version probably about 6-8 months ago. So when I saw this, I just thought it looked different until I picked it up and realized it was heavy as shit, you know. Again, this was like $3.99 at Princeton for a double with the program in it. It's called Memphis Rock and Roll Homecoming. Really, really killer. I suggest trying to find this. The second disc's actually, or the second LP is actually interviews with everybody. It's really cool. And a few CDs I picked up. I'm not going to go through these too much. This one I didn't care for. It was in the cheap punk bin. It's called a band called the Dirties. You Should Be Sinning. A little too garagey or fuzzy sounding for me. This came out on Crypt Records in the UK. But there's no date. I would imagine late 90s maybe, early 2000s. It was just okay. Found another copy of the Toilet Boys, Living Like a Millionaire. I know this has been out of print for some time. This came out in 98 on RAFR Records out of Studio City, California. And New York boys. Saw them a couple times here in Philadelphia. They put on a really good show. Really glammy punk, I guess you could say. One I always stayed away from because I wasn't a huge fan of the country stuff, but I love these guys are one of my favorite bands. I finally picked up the Super Suckers, Must Have Been High on CD. It's their country record from 1997 on Sub Pop. Pretty good. I like the later stuff they were doing country-wise. Went more like outlaw country. And I also picked up for $1 each to give them the boot and give them the boot 3 on Hellcat Records compilations with everybody from like Rancid and Hepcat and Lars Fredericks and the Bastards, Agnostic Front, Leftover Crack, Tiger Army, the Slackers, Joe Strummer. All kinds of stuff on these things. So I remember seeing these when I worked at various record stores over the years, but I never paid them any attention. But as the years went on, I got into some of the punk stuff. I think there was a total of 5 volumes, so I'll be looking for. I actually found them for cheap. I haven't ordered them yet though, but so I need volumes 2, volume 4, and volume 5. So if I find them for like $1 each, I'll pick them up. Anyway, that's the Princeton Record Exchange haul from last week. Just didn't have time to do the proper video. So I'll be I have another bunch of stuff that I picked up, from other places, other than Princeton, but I wanted to do the Princeton haul on one video. So anyway, I won't ramble on at the end here. I'll be doing a video probably within the next couple days of all the other shit. So until then, again, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all real soon. Peace.